we all believe that the max thing. Well, I should say we all. I shouldn't say we all. Majority believe the Max Crosby thing's probably not going to happen, right? Like, it feels like a pipe dream. But hey, sometimes dreams come to reality, and I would love for this to be one. However, I think these are more realistic trade options here, and I want to get your guys' take or opinion on some of these names here. Now, for me, I'm not like all hype on all these names, but these are some of the names being floated around out in the trade market. And I got to start with Trey Hendrickson. That we've been on. Well, I'll say this. When I say we, the Bomb Squad, this show, this chat, we've been on this thing immediately. Soon as Voldemort was traded, immediately. Soon as week 1 ended, I came on here and said, they need to call Cincinnati. They need to call Cincinnati. And now that we're 7 weeks into the season, it ain't gonna cost you what it might have cost you, at the beginning of the year, which still shouldn't have cost you that much. A good general manager can make it happen. However, I think you can get this done with like a 2027 3 and then a 2026 4. This is not a knock on him. It's just there is no intention on him being there long term. This team is done. I don't think they could come to you and be like, yeah, we need first of all, a first ain't happening. So quit asking. At one point, you might have been able to talk me into a second. But if you are a good general manager, I think you can get him without giving up a second round pick. I do. I think you can do it. So Trey Hendrickson, to me, you want to talk about calling teams. This is easy. This is the biggest no-brainer of them all, because they shouldn't be scared of this. He's not going to cost you no first rounder. He's not going to cost you multiple first rounders. And if he costs you multiple picks, it'd be late day 2 and day 3 picks. That's it. So, if they're not going to go balls to the wall and go after a Max Crosby, they absolutely need to do this one here. It's not even debatable. He comes in and he instantly makes every aspect of your defense better, right? At least from pass game standpoint. He's a dynamic pass rusher, which means it's going to help your corners and safeties and pass defense and shorten up the time to throw. And hey, man, if Matt Eberflus continues to listen to his players or listens to his head coach, that'll make things even better. So, man, give me Trey Hendrickson, period. Jalen Phillips. Phillips is the injury guy. Always has bad injuries. But if we're just talking about a 1-year rental, I think Phillips can give you something this year. I don't think he'd be a long-term thing. None of these guys except for maybe Trey, because I think you can give Trey a 3-year deal and get out in 2 and go for the gusto. Jermaine Johnson, I'd be cool. I would not be over the moon, but I'd be like, yeah, we need more help. So I'd be cool with it. Before we get back to the video, y'all know how it can be. Some days you're running from work to workouts to watching the Cowboys drive you crazy. And the last thing you want to do is settle for a drive-through meal that throws off your goals and keeps you off track. That's where Factor comes in the clutch. Living an active and healthy lifestyle isn't always easy, and cooking on top of work with kids and relationships can feel very overwhelming. Factor gives you the flexibility to stay active without succumbing to a quick cheat meal when short on time. In just 2 minutes in the microwave, you got a fresh, never frozen meal that actually fuels the lifestyle you're trying to keep. And now Factor's menu is even bigger. Over 80 rotating weekly meals with more seafood, more high protein options, and new global flavors like Asian and Mediterranean dishes. You can even swap protein for free. Hate pork chops? No big deal. Trade it in for chicken. Plus, they've ditched the junk. No refined sugars or low quality seed oils. And they make staying on track simple with meals around 350 to 550 calories. My favorite dish so far has been the honey mustard chicken. Straight out the microwave, this fresh goodness is ready to go to keep you healthy and on pace. So if you're short on time, but still serious about eating well, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code SkywalkerFB50 to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a year. That's Skywalker50 at factor75.com, because a quick meal doesn't mean a cheap meal. Demario Davis, I'll be really happy with, man. I think Demario Davis he comes in here and he solidifies the middle of your defense on the ground. You have trouble defending the run consistently. Showed up this year. He is one of, and maybe playing the best against the run at middle linebacker in the league. He's a veteran. He's older, and you see it when he's asked to cover. But man, that boy can still play the run. He's got. I had to make sure this was right. I even went back and watched them because I'm like, nah, they nah. There's no way. Demario Davis has 17 run stops. 17. No Dallas Cowboy linebacker has more than 6. In fact, if you combine the starting linebackers' run stops, I don't even think it's hitting 17. That's unbelievable. And it's not like he's playing in front of the 2000 Ravens defensive line. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm all for it. He's another guy that's a 1-year rental, late day 3 pick. I mean, what I'm talking about here, Mario Davis. Cornerback Riq Woolen. So talk about fizzling out. Started off super hot. Seattle has done a fantastic job of drafting secondary players, and they're just jumping them. And they're not really tripping about Riq not being that guy that he was when he first came into the league. Maybe a change of scenery, I don't know. But Cowboys, I still believe they need some cornerback help. I know Savon Ravel will be back, so I don't know if they'll really do this. But if Trayvon Diggs is eventually going to be on the outs, which doesn't sound like, but things are weird right now, it could be possible. I think they're going to need some cornerback help, man. And I think Riq Woolen, take a flyer, right? Like, take a flyer. If they're not going to get a veteran on the free agent market, take a flyer. So these are some of the names. There's plenty more names. I want to hear some of your guys' names that are out there on the trade market. And again, it says trade options, not free agent options. We've discussed free agent options like I almost said Jesse Bates because they used to go back and forth. Justin Simmons. We've discussed guys like Eric Kendricks. We've discussed those type of dudes where you don't have to pay anything. And if you're going to actually make a trade or two, you can add on top of it by signing some of these veterans that are out there. Stephon Gilmore, is still out there. So trade options. These are the guys. I would, Jermaine, I don't know. But everyone else, I'd be like, hey, what's up? What's up with the 6th rounder, the 7th rounder? Let's just Trey Hendrickson and see what we can do. Because you need help at edge, you need help at linebacker. And I do think you need help at cornerback as well. Safeties, I'm all for trying to upgrade the safety. Y'all know me. That's why I said Justin Simmons, but I don't know what the hell is wrong. Something must have happened. That's the easy one. You don't have to give up anything. Do we need a John Hankins type trade? Yeah, the Guru. Different situation. I think I'll speak for me. I'm personally looking for someone greater because I feel like this defense needs to add a great player, Trey Hendrickson type, Max Crosby type, right? But if we're not going to get that, then you need a couple Jonathan Hankins. I don't think it could be one. I think you need a couple Jonathan Hankins, if that makes sense.